Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So before I start the presentation, let me tell you a little story from the city where I came from. I came from a city which is called Medan. It is located at North Sumatra in Indonesia. The city is actually famous for the varieties of ethnic and culture that we have. The city is also famous for the way the people speak, which may sound really harsh and impolite, but deep down they are really loving and caring. The city is also considered as one of the most impatient people that you may find in Indonesia. But with this kind of varieties of ethnic, culture, and the uniqueness of the city itself, live the small group of people who never get our attention, those who never get the same chances like us to live in comfortability. Now, can you imagine that you'll be living and covering your living expenses with only $150 for a month, and you will live in this kind of ecosystem where you will grow old with your family. And also, you will stay inside this poor house. Now, the real question is, what can we do? Hi, I'm Kelvin, I'm from Indonesia, and here is a presentation. So in every village, in every city, in every province, also in every country itself, have their own economical problem that constrain the community to reach the certain level of the stability in economical system. But actually, not everyone have the chance to do so. Hence, the boundary line was created and the community was spread into two parts. The one that are stable in the economical system and the one who are not stable in the economical system. These stable individuals often can fulfill their basic needs such as food, shelter, or maybe just a simple clothing. Meanwhile, those who are not stable often prioritize food as the most essentials and neglecting other necessities. And this issue and problem will also lead to the kids, as the kids should now prioritize the food over the education. This whole issue, problem and condition is actually can be depicted as children that is prioritizing their own feeding rather than their education. Later when they grow old, a group of people call them uneducated. Therefore, the unemployment rate will grow even higher with this issue. And people actually are stuck in the system for generation to generation. And this cycle eventually will happen repeatedly again, again, and again. And this is what I call chain of the poverty. The site takes place at Bridging Katamso Street, Medan in North Sumatra. And here is the main access where most of the vehicle will pass on. And here is the right side of our site, there is actually a mall that will attract people that are stable in the economy to fulfill their basic needs. And surround our site, there is actually this slum housing. And at the left side, there is this public cemetery which is covered with these bamboo trees. And some part of the slum housing are actually located at the riverside of the Day River. And across the slum housing, there are well-built residentials. The condition of the site is actually not in a good condition. Some part of the site are actually filled out with this plastic waste. And actually, the building surrounding the site are actually made up from the fragile material, and most of them are not in a good condition. And the people who stays at the riverside of the Day River are at the risk of losing their house every day due to the lack of embankment. And if we compare to the building across, which is well built and well protected, this clearly defines an underlying economic disparity that happened in this area. Now, imagine that if we provide and facilitate provide a space which facilitates an activity that could converge people together. As a result, it could bridge the economical gap, benefiting both financially stable individuals and unstable individuals. Inspired by the terminology embraced by Indonesians, which refers on the food, clothing, and shelter, our goal is to elevate the living standard. We do this by providing opportunity for employment, economic education, and also the chances of the fundraising. With the system that we are creating at here, we have a hope that people that are unstable in the economy may now stand on their own feet. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Wail of Hope. The first part is what I call the manufacturing sector. This will be an implementation of the sustainable economy that sustains the whole site and provide the job opportunities. The first one is what I call the raw material massing. It will be used for storing the raw plastic stripe material, and there are some reasons as why these plastic stripe are being chosen for this project. First of all, according to the site project, there are a lot of plastic at our site, and second of all, this plastic has been successfully been turned into high value product by some other city and country, but not yet in Medan City itself. So I see this as a potential for creating a product based on this material. And there are also some other projects, including landscape and also the interior. The next one is what I call the production massing. This massing will use the plastic stripe material that we have in order to provide three kinds of production according to the terminology embraced by Indonesians, which is brick, clothing, and also the planting. And also people that are unstable in the economy may come here and they could have a look on what kind of production that we are doing, so they could learn it and they could work at here. So that's why I'm saying about the job opportunities. And the next one is I provide this area for production like clothing, planting, and brick that need to be dried that will be allocated at here. So this is the drying area. And there is this massing between. We try to invite people to come inside so they could have a look what kind of production that we are doing or what kind of activity that been going on with these two kind of massing. And then the next one is the inventory. This will be used for storing the production that we have done. And near this inventory massing, there will be workshop with arts and craft related. These places are meant to be creative, playful, and also inviting. The placement of the mass are actually following the flow of the activity, starting from the collecting the raw material, production, and until it was stored and distributed. The next one is what I call the idea incubation. This is the center of the design itself. As you can see, there are two hands that is actually resemble bridge that are meant to connect. And there are this massing at the middle to symbolize the result of the bridging. And on this massing, you are going to have a chance to expressing your ideas and turn it into a high-value product at here. And we will facilitate 4 types of industry at here. The first one will be this arts and craft industry. The second one will be this clothing industry. The third one will be this food and beverage, home and decor industry. And the last one is the food and beverage industry. So here, people could try to pitch their ideas and turn it into a high-value product, and they could use the material or the ingredients that we have or we provided at our site, like plastic stripe, as I mentioned before, or they could use the greeneries area. So this greeneries area are actually provided in order to pursue the originate form of ingredients. For example, vegetable are grown hydroponically in order to introduce a more sustained approach of the food sustainability. And also there are this display area for displaying the project that have been done by these people. And the roof is actually resembled togetherness, people that are stable and unstable for helping each other. That's why I make it like a layering shape. And this massing is actually surrounded by water to lower down the temperature. And I set this wooden bridge as the main circulation for inviting people to come inside the building. And the next one is what I call the investment center. This will be the place for people that have worked in idea incubation. They are going to try to pitch their ideas for the investor at here. And then same as before, we will facilitate 4 types of industry. The first one is arts and craft, the clothing industry, the home and decor industry, and as well the food and beverage industry. So this will also be a multifunctional massing where it will also serve as a place for meeting for the educational purposes, or maybe just a simple gathering community where the meeting of the cooperative system will be conducted. So the site is actually using the cooperative system where all the share or all the income of the site will be shared equally for all the workers at here. And for another example is, after the investor invests in a product, it will still be monitored and supervised by the people within the site or the community within the site. And we do this to expand the job opportunity for the upcoming generation or for the next generation. I bring the water closer to the mass in order to lower down the heat temperature of the building. And to make the building less intimidating, I created the same exactly geometric form as the slum housing. And here's the perspective of the investment center. And the next one is the educational system. So the intention of this massing is we try to invite people, or we try to provide a living space for people that are stable in the economy so they could live here, and this could attract people that are stable in the economy. And this place could be also a place where they are going to learn about how to manage their finances for people that are unstable in economy or who run this whole system of this cooperative system, as I mentioned earlier. So two forms of architecture are created in order to represent the growth of the economy of these people. The next one is what I call the entrance and the exhibition. These are the picture of this entrance, exhibition, and also the transition massing. The first one is the entrance and exhibition. So on this entrance and exhibition, here is the street view of our building, and here is the entrance of our massing. So the site has approximately 4 meters depth of contour, and that's why I created this kind of circulation with support of the ramp. And the roof is, again, exactly following the form of the geometry of the slum housing, but this time with the additional layer to represent the togetherness. Here is the perspective. And also, this place could be an exhibition area where it will show or display the product that have been successfully invested by people, or it could be a gesture for people, so people have a glimpse of what kind of product or what kind of project that have been done or conducted at this site. And the 4 meters depth of contour will also set us this bamboo in a courtyard. As I mentioned earlier, there are this public cemetery that are covered with these bamboo trees. So instead of using this bamboo tree as a building material, I blend it as the architecture for the landscape. And the lower part of the entrance will be the trial store, where it will sell the product, but only as a trial version, not for distribution. And the placement of the store are actually located at the end of the corridor to create a focal point so people could have a look on this store before returning to the entrance. And same as before, I bring the water closer to the mast in order to lower the heat temperature of the building. And here's the transition massing, where people are going to chill out and enjoy the scape of architecture that I created. I provide two kind of pathway at here. At my left side, it will be the public pathway where you can walk down from the street. And this private pathway will be the place where it is private and you must go from the entrance. I divide it with this landscape of the bamboo plant also. And to provide the development of the building, I create this partition wall that are made from from the passive brick that we created or we produced at our site. And same as before, to make the building less intimidating, I create the exactly same geometry as the slum housing. And here's the perspective. And the next one is the water recycling. So I try to collect the whole water by creating this retention pond at here. And some part of the used water will be stored at here and be recycled. And it will be stored again into the nearby massing. And here's the perspective. And lastly, I would like to state that this project is put into perspective into someone that we never put attention into, someone that are crying with a heartless voice. This project shows that we as an architect, as the designer, can make a contribution for the economical problem that have been haunting people from era to decades by designing rightful and purposeful design. And we hope with the project that we are creating at here, we could give a better quality of life for humanity. My name is Kelvin. I'm from Indonesia. Thank you for your attention.